Hello everyone, I'm Jeff and welcome to my shop. This is part 2 of the Classic Craftsman Drill Press assembly. If you haven't seen part 1, click the link at the top of the screen now. Also, there are several links in the description of this video that you may find helpful. So let's get started. First, we'll be installing the feed stop bracket. And remember that it's got that lip on the inside. So we'll just slide it onto the quill. And it needs to be fully seated on the quill. And notice that the part of the bracket that holds the feed stop rod is on the right side. And then the feed stop rod. And the scale is going to face us. And then the jam nut. We're just going to put it on there finger tight for now. Next we have the cap screw, hex nut, and lock washer for the feed stop bracket. This basically squeezes the bracket so that it stays in place on the quill. And again, we're just going to get it finger tight. Next, we're going to need a 7/16 wrench to tighten down that hex nut that's on the back side of the cap screw. And we're just going to verify that it's fully seated. Next, we're going to lower and then raise the quill to make sure the feed stop rod is riding between those cast-in parts on the head and it's not rubbing on them. Once we know it's good, then we'll use a 9/16 wrench to tighten down the jam nut and we should be good. We're going to lock it about halfway up. And we'll be installing the feed stop collar. And there we go, with the fine adjustment going on the bottom. And that should stop the feed from going any further down. All right, here we are on the back side. We're going to be putting on the motor, so we need the 2 cap screws for the motor mount, one on each side of the head. Make sure they're not protruding into the cavity. And then we'll insert the motor rods into the head. And I'm using my body to hold the motor in place while I tighten down those 2 cap screws. Right now we're not super worried about the spacing of the motor. We need a 1/2" wrench to tighten those down. And now we have the motor pulley, which has a set screw for it, and we need a 5/32 Allen wrench to install that. So we're just going to get it started in the pulley. And then we'll place the pulley on the motor. Notice that I turned the flat part of the shaft so that the set screw will engage it. And we're going to turn the set screw in, but we're not going to tighten it down yet. Now notice that the motor pulley is opposite the spindle pulley. The large sheave on the motor pulley is up, where on the spindle pulley the small sheave is up. And we're going to get the level and place it on both pulleys, and we're going to level those two pulleys. Now if the motor pulley, when you level it, is hitting the motor or is resting on the motor, then you're going to need to loosen the motor mount bolts and raise or lower the motor on the motor mount. And once we've got it, we tighten it down. And make sure that it's not rubbing on the motor. Next, we're going to use the belt. So we're just going to get started on the top sheaves for right now. And we can tilt the motor mount, and there we go. Next, we're going to come back and we're going to loosen those cap screws. And then we're going to pull on the motor mount to tighten up the tension on the belt. And then we will retighten those cap screws. So it doesn't have to be super tight, but you don't want the belt coming off of the pulleys. And then we'll adjust the stud at the bottom of the motor mount so that the motor mount is sitting parallel with the back side of the head cast. Next, we're going to be installing the chuck, and you could install it on the quill in a vise like we took it off, but I wanted to demonstrate that you can install it and remove it while the quill's still in the drill press. So all you're going to need is one of these cheap Chinese drill press vices, and you can just bolt it to the table, and then it will hold the Allen wrench so that we can install the chuck. So this is where we're going to utilize the acetone to clean the taper on the spindle, as well as the socket inside the chuck. So a paper towel will work fine. We just want to make sure there's no dust, debris, grease, oil, anything on the taper or inside the socket of the chuck, so that they get a perfect fit. We're going to insert the large L-shaped Allen wrench into the chuck jaws and align the jaws with the flats on the wrench, and then tighten that down with the chuck key. And then we're going to slide the chuck onto the spindle and tighten up the safety collar. And then once we're good, we're going to align the Allen key with the vise and insert it into the vise, and then tighten it down in the vise. Might help if you lock the quill in place while you're trying to do this. And once we've got the vise tight, we're going to go ahead and utilize that Gearwrench spanner wrench. Information is in the description. And we're just going to tighten down that safety lock collar. And that should be good. So now we can remove the Allen wrench from the chuck and take that cheap Chinese drill press vise off of the drill press. Okay, so next we're going to adjust the tension. And we've got the spring dog leg there, and we're going to insert the hand knob or the hand tension knob so that it lines up with the dog legs. And then we have the knob lock screw. Notice it's got a dog point on it. And we're going to get that started. And we're only going to tighten it down enough that it's riding in the channel on the knob itself. So we don't want to tighten down. We want that knob to be able to roll freely. Next, we're going to loosen the quill and let the quill all the way down. Then we're going to turn the knob away from us while holding on to the knob. And you'll start to see the quill rise, and you can see those feed handles rotating on the other side of the drill press. Once we get the quill up to its maximum position, we'll go ahead and turn it 1/2 turn more, and then we're going to tighten down that lock screw. And then we'll check it. Make sure that it's returning perfectly. We can lock the quill in place, and then we can use the pliers to tighten down this lock screw. You don't have to go super tight with it, just enough that it's not going to loosen. And the quill should be returning. All right. Next, we're just going to plug in the power and start up the motor. Make sure that everything is doing what it's supposed to do. That the chuck is spinning, the motor is spinning, there's not a lot of rattling. It stops. Good to go. Now we're going to just adjust the speed by moving the belt to the bottom sheaves. And we're doing this to see if the belt is going to rub on the inside of the head casting, right where it's riding over the top near the column. And it should be good to go. Everything should be good to go. And that is assembly. Yay. Pour yourself a Guinness. We're good to hook. So coming up, I'm going to have a full series on rebuilding this entire drill press. There's a lot wrong with it. It's got the wrong motor. It was missing some parts. I had to acquire a bunch of stuff. So, and that is a 103-245-21. So it is the benchtop version of this floor standing drill press that we just disassembled and reassembled. But we're going to be stripping the paint off of this thing and priming it, painting it, polishing the column and the chuck and everything. We're going to do everything for it. So that'll be a lot of videos to go through, but that's what's coming up. All right. Well, if you found this helpful and you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Thanks for the interest, and I will see you next time.